When the U.S. Federal Reserve acts, the world pays attention. Its decisions on interest rates and money supply send shockwaves through global markets, affecting everything from loans in Mumbai to government budgets in Brazil. Originally created for domestic stability, the Fed's influence now stretches worldwide, shaping economies far beyond America's borders. As the U.S. became a superpower, its central bank evolved into a global monetary authority, often quietly but with enormous impact. A rate hike in Washington can trigger debt crises abroad. Easy money can fuel risky booms in emerging markets. The Fed's leaders are not just American bankers, they're global stewards, their every word scrutinized by international markets. At the center of global finance, the Fed's choices shape the destinies of nations everywhere. To understand today's world, you must understand the Fed's global reach. The US dollar is the world's reserve currency, the backbone of international trade and finance. Central banks everywhere hold dollars to stabilize their economies, giving the U.S. an exorbitant privilege. It can borrow cheaply and wield outsized influence. When the Fed tightens policy, dollars become scarce and expensive, raising costs for countries and companies worldwide. Looser policy floods the globe with credit, fueling growth or bubbles far beyond U.S. shores. For developing nations, this dollar dominance can mean economic whiplash, as their fortunes hinge on Fed decisions. Despite talk of alternatives, no currency rivals the dollar's trust, liquidity, or legal backing. As long as the dollar reigns, the Fed remains the world's unofficial central banker. Its decisions echo in every corner of the global economy. In crises, the Fed's global role becomes vital. During the 2008 meltdown, it provided dollar lifelines to foreign central banks, averting worldwide collapse. The Fed's policies also shape America's ability to fund global health efforts, from WHO to pandemic response. A strong U.S. economy, guided by the Fed, means more resources for international aid and disease control. But this system is fragile. Global health funding depends on U.S. economic stability and political will. When the Fed steers the U.S. through turmoil, it helps keep the world's safety nets intact. Its actions can mean life or death far beyond America's borders. The Fed's influence reaches into global security and diplomacy. The dollar's dominance is a powerful tool. Access to it is essential for any nation in the global economy. By controlling this access, the U.S. can pressure allies and adversaries alike, using sanctions as economic weapons. Cutting off countries like Iran or North Korea from the dollar system cripples their economies and enforces U.S. policy. For allies, dollar stability underpins defense budgets and joint security efforts, making the Fed's stewardship crucial. Yet, this power breeds tension. Some allies seek alternatives to avoid U.S. overreach. Still, the dollar's supremacy and the Fed's role remains unchallenged. The Fed's policies shape the strength of sanctions, the stability of alliances, and the financial landscape of diplomacy. Its decisions ripple through the world's security architecture. The Fed is as much a player in global security as in economics. The Fed's global power is a double-edged sword. Its actions can stabilize the world in crisis, but also unleash unintended turmoil, fueling bubbles, corruption, or sudden crashes abroad. The Fed's mandate is domestic, yet its reach is global, demanding transparency and international cooperation. Policymakers everywhere must understand and adapt to the Fed's influence. As the world grows more interconnected, responsible stewardship of this power is essential. The Fed's choices will shape global trade, security, health, and even climate response. Wielding this influence wisely is one of the century's greatest challenges. As America's monetary power supports global organizations, careful oversight is crucial. History reminds us, whenever vast sums flow through complex international institutions, the risk of corruption and mismanagement rises. Recent scandals, such as funds meant for overseas relief being diverted to questionable NGOs or high-profile fraud in programs. This underscores the critical need for DOJ auditing with all these programs. It's a reality. When free healthcare or aid is delivered in one part of the world, costs are often quietly shouldered elsewhere. Investigations have shown that American taxpayers, at times, have underwritten free healthcare systems abroad, including in wealthy nations like Europe and Canada, by way of international contributions, pharmaceuticals, and relief programs. Likewise, the 2020-2021 pandemic exposed weaknesses in the distribution and monitoring of emergency funds, with billions in PPE fraud still being unraveled. But these lessons are not a call to isolation, they are a call to stewardship. For the world to truly benefit from the Fed's influence and America's global leadership, transparency, robust oversight, and shared responsibility are non-negotiable. Only then can global cooperation serve the many, not the few. Essentially, America needs to be compassionate, but at the same time, do it without compromise. It's okay for America to be socially liberal as long as we are fiscally conservative. With America having $35 trillion plus in debt, the American taxpayer can no longer be an open checkbook, giving out blank checks without accountability. The world needs a strong, stable, solvent America. For America to fill that role, we need a strong president.